Hey guys, what's up? It's Lex, and yes, you guessed it, I am back on Quirk Stuff. So this week's topic is writing, and I figured I would talk about my writing. In case you didn't know, I personally love to write. And I love coming up with like little stories, but I have a hard time finishing them. Like, I come up with really cool ideas, and I start to write a story, and then I just stop because I hit a block. I don't know how to continue the scene, so I'm just like, okay, I'll just finish that later. And then later ends up being months later or years later, and I'm just like, whoops. Anyway, there's quite a few things that inspired me to write, but one of like the main things is, well, first of all, the lack of LGBT representation. Not just in movies and TV shows, but also in books. Trying to find books with LGBT representation that have like a good plot or a good story or whatever is kind of hard. So I was like, well, might as well just write one because I love to write, so might as well. But also, I play D&D. I don't know why I did that, but I play D&D sometimes with my dad, and what I really love about it is creating the backstory for characters, and creating those backstories like inspires me to write, like, first of all their backstories, but then also I'm like, oh, they would make great characters in a story. But creating characters and doing their backstories is like my favorite part of D&D. And like most people will just write like, oh, let's write like this, and they'll have like a little tiny paragraph. No, I have full-blown page and half of the back page for backstories. And I'm sure there's people out there that are like, they write full-blown page and back page, and like, I'm sure there's people out there that do that, probably, maybe. I don't know. I just love writing the backstories. Writing is like, I don't know, I've been writing since I was, I don't even know, like as long as I can remember. I think the first time I actually tried to write like a story was in like 4th grade, I think it was. I wrote Naked Brothers fan fiction, like the Naked Brothers band, but fan fiction. But it was like, it wasn't like online, like it was before they had like AO3 and Wattpad and all that. It was, I just wrote it down on a notepad because I loved the Naked Brothers band and I wanted to be a part of that group so bad. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna write a story where I am part of it. That was fun. I wrote a lot. In 7th grade, my teacher assigned us to write a short story, fictional, whatever. And he said that it could be whatever we want, as long as it had like the branch thing of all the things that a story needs. And he said to make it like no more than like, he said not to make it too long. And he said 20 pages would be too long. So I only did 14 pages. That's not too long. But it was, I really liked that story, and then I moved, so I never got my grade back, and I never got the story back. I mean, I remember kind of what it was about. It was about this group of kids in a zombie apocalypse, but it was like there was something wrong with the sun that made it a zombie apocalypse. Like, it was like a green sun, and they had to stop the apocalypse. They had to like fix it. And then like the main girl, like her boyfriend ended up turning into a zombie at the end of the story, and then they saved everyone. I don't know. I don't really remember. I just remember it was really cool, and what's it called? I don't know. It was just really cool and long, and I really wish I had it back. And then I don't think I've had any more writing assignments after that. I've just been writing for myself. Like, there's this one story I'm writing, and I've been writing it since I was like, I don't know, I've been writing it for a while. Still on chapter 1. But I have like the whole thing planned out. I have like who the villain ends up being, who dies, who like saves everyone. I have the plot planned out, and I have the conflict, and I have the, I don't think I have the resolution, but I don't have like every little detail planned out to where like, okay, well, I'll just write, like, it's hard to write every scene. Like, I have the big picture, but I don't have the little parts figured out. And then just now, actually, like right before I started this video, I had another idea for like a cool story featuring my D&D characters. I'm just like, I gotta write that. But how do I write that when I have another story that needs to finish being written? Hashtag writer problems. No, I'm kidding. I love writing. In case you didn't notice, I love writing a lot. Oh, right, there was actually this one time I got obsessed with Doctor Who, because I love Doctor Who. It's like one of my favorite shows. And I tried to write Doctor Who fan fiction, but I only got 3 chapters in, but it was really cool. I even did like research to make sure like the time frames and things that happen and the time zones and stuff like that. Like the story that I was writing, it was just on Wattpad. I don't know if it's still there, but it was about like Amy and Rory had like a grandchild, and she was always told stories about the madman in the blue box and the doctor and like the stories of her grandparents' adventures and stuff. In my story that I wrote, the girl, her name is Lucy. She used to travel with the doctor when she was younger, but he realized it was a bit too dangerous because she was only like 13 years old. And so he took her back home, and he did what he did to Donna, where he like took away her memories. I really love writing and my stories that I write. So, if you want to read what I have written, just the 3 chapters, I'll link it in the description box below. If you watch Doctor Who, I don't know. As for my other stories, they haven't been written yet, really, so you can't really read those. I don't know what else to say. Do you guys like writing? Do you guys write stories? Do you have links to any of your stories? If you do, comment them down below. Also, you know, I've been writing for a while, and I had an uncle who was an author. Look him up. He wrote really gory and I think NC-17 books. Michael Lewis Calvillo. Read his books if you're over the age of 17 and like really gory and stuff like that books. He used to encourage me to keep writing, and that if I ever had anything for him to read, then like he'd be really interested in like reading it and stuff. I mean, unfortunately, he passed away quite a few years ago due to cancer. But he was a really talented author. I mean, I haven't personally read his books because I told that they're like for a more mature audience, but when I reach that age, then I'll probably check them out because he was my uncle and he was an author, and that's really cool. So, I don't know what else to say, but my name's Lex, and I post every Tuesday, and yes, I did that for the Supernatural reference. Also, if you want to see more of me, go ahead and check my channel out at AwkwardLex right here on YouTube. And I'll catch you guys next time. Love you guys. Bye!